All right, here we go. Hello. Apologies for that. My stream just cut off in the middle of it for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just lagged really bad, and then the whole stream just... I don't know what happened, but it seems to be working now. Apologies to everyone who commented on the earlier one. I didn't get to your comment on time. I was pretty backed up on comments there. I think I was talking to Joel. I was about to reference Joel, who was talking about humidity. Hopefully he's doing well over there and where he's at with the humidity, because I've dealt with awful humidity before, and it's not fun at all. It's awful. And I don't know if you're here, Red Oak. I had also saw your comment right after his talking about the cab windows. So if you could re-comment what you were talking about the cab windows on this thing, I'll read that. Yeah, humidity is horrible. I hate it. It's so bad. Luckily, we don't have too bad humidity right now, but... Oh, that sucks. I hope you're doing all right with the humidity, Chessie. Yeah, the Spectrum 440 cab's a lot more accurate. Actually, I think I have a... Oops, excuse me. I think I have an extra Spectrum 440 cab somewhere, but I highly doubt that would fit on the 999, though. But yeah, the Spectrum cab is a lot more accurate to the cab on this than the stock one. Yeah, those weird round windows are also present on the 999 in the video game, not the real one, obviously, Red Oak. It's weird. They just reuse the assets. I don't understand why they did that. They obviously went through the trouble to totally create a whole new locomotive separate from the Thatcher Perkins for this game, but they just cheaped out and used a new cab. I don't know why they reused that asset. Oh, I just realized I'm going to have to put the bell cord on the engineer side instead of the fireman side when I run that cord from the bell. Yeah, it's the humidity. I don't know if the humidity for you, Chessie, is... I live near the Great Lakes, so it's kind of always a bit of a lingering thing, but if it rains, then it's just absolutely horrible the next day, and like the day after that. And we get a lot of rain up here, so it's humid up here a decent bit. But then we'll go through like dry spouts, and we'll have like no humidity, and all the grass will die, and it'll look terrible. It seemed like a disco party. We haven't had lightning in quite a while. There was a thunderstorm the other night here, but it wasn't that bad of one. There was tornado warnings downstate, though. I think Illinois ended up getting hit with twisters that night. Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to remove the original 999 cab. It's soldered on there, and it'll do the job just fine the way it is. It'll be close enough. It's just not worth that effort. The engine is so close as is, I don't need to have a totally accurate cap for it. Oh, there's a water tower. Let's try to pretend this is a train simulator and stop there to get water. I didn't line up the spout. I don't even think this spout would actually even be able to hit the tender at this angle, would it? No, the tender... Yeah, there's no way this spout would actually be able to hit the water fill hatch here. We don't need water. It's fine. We're fine. We don't need water. It's fine. Is there... Hold on. I'm already behind on chat again. Oops. What character do I play on? I'm playing as Arthur Morgan right now. This is Arthur Morgan. Oh, it looks like he's grown a beard since I started playing, because I did not have a beard when I started the game. We've grown a beard within an hour, ladies and gentlemen. That is quite the accomplishment. Chessie, where did the stream cut so I can repeat what I need to repeat? Yeah, I'm just gonna. That's what I was thinking earlier. I'm just gonna have like some custom lore that the model of the Red Dead engine I have is before a wreck, and the pre-wreck locomotive has the original cab, and the pilot doesn't have that giant slot cut out for the knuckle coupler to pretend that it's accurate. That's gonna be my headcanon for the engine, I guess. This is post-wreck. My model's pre-wreck. Wow, 5 minutes from Lake Erie. I think I'm like 20 minutes or so from Lake Michigan. Oh, I don't know what I said, Chessie, then. I'm sorry, that's already come and gone. I don't remember what I was saying about the humidity when the stream cut. And yeah, the tower is definitely way too far from the tracks back there. Is there anything dividing? Is there a divider for the coal load in the tender? There's like a little wooden dividing thing. There's way too much coal in this. This should be water space right here. I don't know why this has coal occupying this slot. That should be water right there, and then the coal should be heaped up over this right here. And that's like a tiny... I like how the handbrake is tiny, too. I think Heist actually mentioned the tiny handbrake on this thing. I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, I spent a lot of time playing the game just to drive the trains, too. I'd get in trouble with the law in the video game, and I'd hijack a train to get out of there, but a lot of the time the law could catch up with the train because it goes so slow. Oh, Red Oak, I don't know if you're in the stream. I had mentioned this before, but I don't know if you've ever listened to it. But I think the ATSF 6 chime on Tsunami 2 sounds pretty close to this. I don't know if you want to give that a listen real quick. And then you can, like, compare the two directly. But I think those 6 chimes, there's a couple of 6 chimes and a couple 5 chimes that sound pretty close. But I think this 6 chime that the ATSF had was pretty close. I'm going to go stop at the general store while we're here, because there's a general store in this depot. Thank you, Scoped Monster. I appreciate that. Lord Vader, I'm considering buying the Southern Pacific new Bachmann coaches. I don't have a use for the Strasbourg, Pensy, or what's the third one? There's a third Eastern line. They did Strasbourg, Pensy, and I think Boston and Maine or something. I don't have a use for those, but I might buy the Southern Pacific ones. But I measured those out, and I think they're what? Like 62-foot coaches or 72-foot? They're one of the two. And those would like barely navigate my curves. I don't know if those will look good because those are longer than their current old-time HO coaches. I'm not sure how well those will run, but I'd like to get them because they look infinitely better than the current old-time coaches. So we'll have to see. I'll just see how well they... I might buy one and see how it looks on my layout, and if it runs properly on it without any trouble, I might buy a couple more. But I think that those, like, the Roundhouse 52-foot coaches, I think, are what those Overland coaches measure out to, or 52-foot. Those are already kind of pushing it as is, so I'd have to see how they look. But I'd love to get the Southern Pacific ones, though. Yeah, I thought it was a 6-chime. There's a lot of debate as to what this thing's whistle is. People think it's like a Canadian National 5-chime that's been tampered with and like pitch shifted. Some people think it's a Boombrazen Toltec K36 whistle pitch shifted. I honestly don't know what it is. It has a lot of tonnage to it, so I would assume it's a 6-chime. I listened to the T and P one, and that one did sound close, but I actually think I'm going to use the T and P one on my model of Sierra 28. I don't know information on what whistle that is. I'm assuming that one's a 5-chime. But for some reason, when I listen to that one, it reminds me of Sierra 28. Unless you think there's another whistle. I haven't specifically gone through all the whistles on Tsunami 2 yet to look for Sierra 28s, but when I listened to that one, I got like Sierra 28 vibes for some reason listening to that one. And I think that one might be the one I use on that model. Do the 460 and 440 use the same? Yeah, they reuse the whistle sound on the 440 and 460. They both seem to share. They both share the same whistle, and they both share the same bell, which is off Strasbourg 90. Can you stop at the town of Rhodes? Yeah, I can. I think this train stops at Rhodes. It's quite a bit down the track, but I can stop there. Ooh, my cores are depleted. Alright, I need something for my dead eye real quick. Let's use this. I'm littering, folks. I'm apologizing now, but Arthur Morgan just littered. He just dumped cans all over the ground. I don't condone that. And he just left it there. Oops. Should we get the 460 out now? I can spawn a 460 if anyone's sick of this 440. We can go to the Thatcher Perkins now. Actually, I'm going to go to another game save file. This shouldn't do anything with the stream. I'm going to go to another save file to spawn the 460, because there's two versions of the 460. It's this one down here, I think, New South. New York Central, Hudson River. So you're doing the proper 999 with the current one you have right now, right, Lord Vader? Oh, it's New York Central. Those are the coaches, okay. I thought for some reason they were doing Boston and Maine too, but I think the Strasbourg coaches are literally Boston and Maine to begin with, and they just redid them as Strasbourg. But yeah, the NYC coaches would look really nice with your 999. Oh, what are the 50-foot coaches actually scale out to? Oh, they're 60-foot? That would make sense, because they have those... Okay, so that scaling makes sense of 50 foots for the interior length, because they have those steps and everything outside that would extend the length of that coach. That would make sense if that was about 5 feet on each side for clearance for the passengers. Is the Polar Express actually 28? I've heard somebody say that. Somebody on like a video of Sierra 28 says they volunteer at Railtown or something, and they're saying that Sierra 28's whistle is what was recorded for the Polar Express. So that would make sense if that was the actual. Cannonball. I gotta listen to the Cannonball whistle again. It is pretty close to Sierra 3's, especially after Sierra 3's whistle rebuild, which sounds a bit different now. After that rebuild, the engine... What's going on? Somebody's... Okay, somebody just walked up to me and almost initiated a mission for some reason. Anyway, yeah, they're both pretty similar whistles. I gotta sleep to spawn the train. Morning. Red Oak, what do you think would be the best whistle for Sierra 28? Because the TNP one, initially when I first heard that, I don't know why I got Cannonball whistle vibes off of it. But they're with 90 plus whistles on that decoder, I'm sure there definitely could be an even closer match for 28 on there. And that one Rio Grande whistle you mentioned is pretty close to CR3's too. There's also another 5 chime that's really close. I think it's called Wheeling in Lake Erie 5 chime. That one sounds pretty close to CR3 as well. How do I spawn a 460? So, well, you can spawn a 460 from fast travel by using specific stations. Where's my horse? Is this mine? Okay. Anyway, what was I going on about? Oh yeah, so you can spawn them at a station, but I'm trying to spawn a specific one because there's 2 460s in this game for the Central Union. One has a red headlight and pilot, and the other one has a black headlight and pilot. I'm modeling the more difficult to spawn version, which is the red headlight and pilot. I don't know if anybody has noticed either, but I've been naming a lot of my my horses after Star Wars characters. I think this one... Which one am I riding now? Savage. Alright, so this one's Savage Opress. My other horse is Sabine from Rebels and the Ahsoka show. And then I had another one that was named... I had another one named Tyrannus for Count Dooku. Yeah, Savage Opress. So I have Savage Opress, Sabine Wren, and Count Dooku as Tyrannus. And I think I even had a 4th one. I can't remember the 4th one, though. Pretty sure I had a 4th. Ooh, okay, the other train spawned. Yeah. I think I might have had one named... No, I didn't have one for Ahsoka, did I? Oh, there's a bunch of Confederates here. See ya. Get out of here. Alright. I think I'm going to model this consist because the regular 460 consist is way too long for my layout. It's like 9 or 10 cars. This one's a more manageable 3. I don't think a Tyco 460 could handle a 10-car consist, to be honest. Thinking of adding your own Red Dead Redemption 2 locomotive, like a 280 or 260 in the green or red livery in game. So I was thinking about doing that with your 440 that I ended up selling you. The B&O 440, once you sold me the 999, Red Oak and I discussed this. Um, I plan to turn that 440 into like another variation of the B&O one into another variation of the Southern and Eastern and just have it be like a another engine. I was thinking of doing an anagram with the numbers and making it from 451 to, what was it, 154 or 145 or something like that. And I just thought it wasn't worth it. I think the two basic locomotives from the game that are recognizable as is will be more than enough for my layout. I honestly wanted to do the Cornwall one too, and I was going to use the Bachman High Boiler one with that tender, and I was going to modify it to kind of look more Rio Grande, which is what they're supposed to be referencing with that scene in the game to look like that Butch Cassidy scene with the K-28 in it, number 473. I'm not going to do that, though. Yeah, it is exactly 50 feet, not including the end platforms. Yeah, that makes sense to how the measurements worked out then. I've never seen steam train. The first time I ever saw a steam train in person was literally in earlier this year in Durango. Never saw one operating before that. I did see an inoperable Shay, though, before. Is that the Sheriff Malloy hat? Christian, yes, that is the Sheriff Malloy hat, but it's not actually from him. You can get it to spawn in a chance encounter thing, I think, and a waterfall somewhere on the map. I don't remember exactly where. It's by the train tracks, though. You can get the hat without having to take it from the sheriff. Anyway, this is the version I'm modeling with the red pilot and red headlight. The other ones have a black headlight and pilot. I think the whistle sounds like the stock whistle effect from 473. I'd have to listen to 473's whistle again, because I definitely remember Leviathan, somebody on YouTube making a video talking about how the whistle came off of it actually might have been yours. I'm pretty sure you did a video. Actually, I might be referencing your video, but I've seen a couple of videos talking about the origins of these engines, whistles, and everything. And one of them said it was a Rio Grande whistle that had its pitch shifted, so it might be 473. Yeah, the K37 497 whistle. Yeah, I think that's the one you had me listen to. That does sound pretty close to 3 and 28. I don't know if anybody's ever heard the real whistle. Not on Tsunami 2. It's not available on it, but in real life, or on YouTube anyway. If you listen to 484's 5 chime, it is so close to Sierra 3's, it's not even funny. Cumbres and Toltec 484. If you look it up, it will sound a lot like Sierra 3. And if you hear it off in the distance, it even sounds exactly like Sierra 3 with the echoes and reverbs in real life. Yeah, Lord Vader, I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan. I used to play Star Wars Battlefront 2 a lot. I really wanted them to add in a bunch of characters. I wanted Ahsoka, I wanted Ventress, I wanted Savage, I wanted Sabine, I wanted Mace Windu, I wanted Jango Fett. They had so many characters they could have added to Star Wars Battlefront 2, it's not even funny. I'm just glad that we're able to get Anakin, Obi-Wan, Count Dooku, and General Grievous in it. I can't believe they didn't have those 4 classic prequel characters in that game at launch. It was just stupid. That game had such a bad launch. That's like the worst video game launch ever. That's like the most downvoted Reddit comment, too, was them trying to defend microtransactions when that game came out. That game's legacy is permanently tarnished because of that controversy. I remember that controversy like it was yesterday, too. Pay to win. Yeah, I'd have to add weight to the engines. The Tycho 460. Yeah, I wonder, though, Red Oak, if the 460 with the rearranged drivers will do any better once we shorten the wheelbase on it. Because I would think with the rear space driver being pulled forward, that would make it navigate curves better and it would give it better haulage out of it after that now. I guess we'll have to see how that turns out, but I would think it will at least definitely handle the track better now with that rear driver forward. Yeah, they dropped Battlefront 2. And you know what's weird is that the Battlefront 1 or the Battlefront remakes came out 10 years after the first game ended its series from the 2005. So it was 2005 the first series ended. 2015 we got the series started up again. Now it's been 10 years. Next year will be 10 years later after the end of Battlefront 2017. And they still have not announced a new Battlefront series or Battlefront game, which is just really sad because I love playing that Battlefront game. And they botched the Classic Collection too. They should have redone the graphics for that one. But I still play it though; it's fun. Maybe I'll do a whole Star Wars channel that's like a sub channel of this one with Star Wars content because I have a bunch of Lego Star Wars around. I have a bunch of Star Wars video games I could play on it as well. But I don't want to bring the Star Wars stuff into this channel because this is like model trains and railroading and Red Dead Redemption. I think Star Wars on this channel would just be too much of a diversified interest for the channel. And I should keep this one to trains and Red Dead. So if there's enough interest, maybe I'll poll it and see if anyone's interested in the community tab of my channel. Maybe I'll do a Star Wars channel. Yeah, I definitely think as well that the shortened wheelbase will help it with the running better. I noticed my Tyco number 3 has issues on one of my switches because of the curve on it. It's a Bachmann Easy switch, so that's why. And I think that once we shorten the wheelbase, it'll probably, on the newer 460, it'll run a lot better. Do I hear somebody over near my character? I heard characters near me. Yeah, they barely will take the 18-inch radius curves that you give them. Those Tyco 460s barely work on that. Yeah, I thought it was yours, Leviathan. I remember seeing that video. You did a whole deep dive on the history of the Red Dead locomotives. I remember that now. Have you thought about using... I thought about using the... high boiler 460 for the Cornwall private train from the beginning of the game. I'm probably not going to do that now, though, just because, like I said earlier, I think these two engines will be more than enough. And I'm trying to limit my collection now, and I think once I get these customs done up and then... So what I literally have a list now that I've been checking off with what I want for my collection. Once I get these two Red Dead engines done, Sierra 28 done, I have a pre-order for the Pickering Shay that Bachmann's coming out with later this year, and the Little House engine. I think those 5 locomotives, and I want to get a Santa Fe Super Chief diesel too. Once those are all done, I think I'm going to be set on my collection. I might get a Spectrum 440 just to have one again, because the one I own currently is probably never running again. But after that, I probably won't be doing any other engines for the foreseeable future. I'm pretty much well set now. It kind of gets overwhelming when I have more than 20 at once. I saw somebody did their own... who was it? Somebody did like a collection video the other day that I watch regularly on YouTube. And they had like over 100 locomotives, which was sweet. Like, that's amazing to have such a large collection, but that would personally overwhelm me so badly. Because when I have more than that amount, I just do not run all the engines, and then they sit there and they collect dust, and it's just not ideal. I kind of think, for me, less is more. There's my horse. I need to go to my stables. I want to see what other horses I have on this save. Ooh! I'm going to check the chat real quick. Yeah, I used to have... So, Lord Vader, I used to collect those smaller figures, but now I have the... I have some of the Black Series Star Wars figures, which are like, what, 6 inches? They're one what scale is that? 1/6, I think, so 6 inches. I have the Black Series figures. Those are really cool. I don't have any room to display them anymore, though. I used to display them where I now have a bunch of passenger cars on display. I had, like, half of it was original trilogy, half, like, no. A third of it was original, a third of it was prequels, and then a third of it was, like, Disney-era stuff, so sequels and like, other stuff. Like, I had the Solo. I don't know what people's opinions here are of Solo, but I personally loved Solo and Rogue One. I loved both of those, so I have figures from both of those. I have, like, the Scarif Troopers from Rogue One. I think I have Jyn Erso from Rogue One. I have, who else do I have? I have Lando and Han Solo from Solo, A Star Wars Story. And, what else? I had one more from Solo as well. I can't remember who it was, though. I had 2 Han Solos from Solo. May 4th. I'm aware of May 4th. No, I don't think I'm going to do any missions, Christian. I think I'm just going to mess around in the game for this stream, which probably should end soon because I need to go check on the paint stripping right now. Actually, really soon. I need to get down there and check on that. Yeah, Solo and Rogue One I liked watching. Yeah, I remember playing the original Battlefront 2, like, 20 years ago, which I can't believe that was 20 years ago now, but I remember playing that. That was my first introduction. No, my first introduction to Star Wars was even before that. So I remember my brother playing that game a lot. But the very first scene of Star Wars I ever saw was R2-D2 and C-3PO on Tatooine, wandering the desert, and then Jawa came out and, like, vaporized R2-D2 with the stun gun thing and electrocuted him. I'm like, oh, that robot got electrocuted by that little creature. And then I, like, never saw it again because I, like, went to commercial or something, and I went and did something else because I was, like, 5 when I watched it. And I remember going into the library after watching that, and I asked the librarian, I'm like, what's the movie with the robots in the desert? And she had, like, no idea, so it was, ooh, someone's about to get hit. So, yeah, that was just... It took me years to figure out that was Star Wars. It took me a really long time. And then I watched the original 6, because this was before the sequels came out. This was way before Disney acquisitioned it from George Lucas. And I fell in love with all the movies. I remember the Clone Wars show coming out when I really got into Star Wars. I remember watching the Clone Wars on Cartoon Network every morning. I still remember, I think the very first episode I watched of the Clone Wars was the Citadel arc, where they did the breakout on that one planet with, they combined the 501st and the 212th together. And they had to do that Citadel breakout. I love that mission. Or that series, or that arc, whatever. Yes, I do like Spaceballs. I look forward to seeing the new one. Hopefully the new one's good. And good night, Chessie. It was nice seeing you. Anyways, I got way off topic. I was going to say something about the trains, and I got onto a Star Wars tangent. So the train, Red Oak, I think I just saw you. Yeah, I just saw you comment. If you're still here, I'm thinking I have the 460 literally in pieces right now. Let me go in first person. I think I'm going to try to make this Splasher, because this actually is on the Perkins. I think I can probably use the existing drivers on the 460, because like I think you said, Red Oak, that the Mantua general drivers are roughly the same size as the current ones. I think I'm going to use those as reference to make this splasher and these fenders up here. I probably won't be able to do this last one because I need measurements from you on how that rear driver is going to be spaced. But I really want to take some styrene and try to make this splasher fender thing up here. Because I think that would really, really kind of sell the look of this if we can get this on here. Because this is such like a unique Thatcher Perkins component. I don't think I've ever seen another locomotive besides the Perkins with this fender splasher thing on the front. I remember Heist talking about this. He thought it was just like a weird game inaccuracy, but it turns out no, the Thatcher Perkins actually does have this on it. These wouldn't be too bad to make. These are easy styrene that I can just glue to the bottom of the running board. Which reminds me, I got to recut the running board to fit this lower running board part in now as well. Oh, look at this really cursed bit right here. That would like snap immediately. I forget what this bit here is called. I just had it at the tip of my tongue and I just forgot what this is called, but there's no way that would work at all. That would snap in seconds. I don't really know what's going on right here. You can see the crosshead right in the middle, but then they have these weird outer parts of it like bolted in place. Look at the cylinders. I don't think I've noticed this before. The steam chest isn't like centered properly, and the stack isn't centered either, is it? No, it's not. Look at how much of a difference there is on each side of the steam chest things here. And the stack isn't properly aligned either. And for some reason, they made the headlight like a weird proportion as well on this. They made some really weird... I don't think that Thatcher Perkins looks like that with the cylinders, does it? Huh. $1920s era C&O boxcars. I'm sure you could find those. Those probably wouldn't be too bad. I'm sure Roundhouse would have something like that if you need them, because they have a lot of old-time cars with different liveries and road names for them. The general drivers are the exact same size, different wheels. So I assume then... Oh, excuse me. Ooh, keep burping. I assume that I could probably make those fenders then, Red Oak? Would that work? Would I be able to use those current existing drivers then to properly at least get the front fender in, I would think. It would be nice if I could do one continuous piece for these fenders and then glue them up to the underneath the running board. But I wouldn't be able to do the last driver, though, because I don't know how that would fit. Yeah. I don't know. Red Oak, would you be willing to do the last... If I do this, would you be willing to do the final one for me if I send you styrene for this? Because I can't do this. I can do the front, too, but I'm not going to know... Unless you give me, like, exact measurements of how that spacing is going to work out, I can't do the fenders. They're going to be glued right to the shell, I think, under the running boards. And I'm going to redo this running board up here, because I got to cut the running board down to lower it on the front end. And, Lord Vader, the number plates are just decals. When I put in that order for the 460's decal set, I had Bill, who designed the decals for me. I had him make the number plates, so the number plates are just water slide decals, and I cut out styrene and painted it to make the number boards. I'm sure somebody, if there was like, I'm sure somebody who has a 3D printer, if I don't know if you have one, would be able to make one that small, but you need like a really fine printer to make something that small, though. But I just opted to do decals because they're easier, and they get the job done just as well. I don't think the smoke box is reused on this from the 440. No, because it has a different front on the smoke box door. This is different from the 999s. And it really irks me how they did this like 15 to the power of 5 thing. Heiss mentioned this as well. I don't know why they made the third number on both of the locomotives' number plates smaller than the first two. That's really weird. So this one's 15 to the power of 5, and the other one's, what, 45 to the power of 1, which doesn't even make sense. Huh. Yeah, they made some weird design choices, Red Oak. I don't know what they were doing when they designed. They did some of these artistic liberties on this. I don't know what they were doing. But at least most of it's accurate to the actual... Oh, I just realized they didn't reuse the tender assets, did they? Because these trucks look different from the 440s. I think the 440s trucks were different. I think the 440 actually had spoke tender wheels. This looks like a different tender trucks. The top of it, the rest of the tender body looks like a reused asset. But I don't think they reused the trucks, though. I think they actually put proper trucks on 999. Huh. Let's look at the backhead detailing. There's the throttle. There's the weird firebox. They did reuse the cab head. So they reused the... oh, no. No, this is... Okay. So 999 reused the Thatcher Perkins firebox door because this is like the only time an American locomotive had this like European firebox door thing. Where's my light? Oh, the light does nothing. The stack doesn't necessarily have to be perfectly aligned in real life. It's easier to be... Yeah, I figured... Oh, yeah, I guess they don't have to be fully aligned, because I've seen European engines where the cylinders are like 10 feet ahead of it or behind it from the stack. I would just imagine it's way more efficient for it to be perfectly aligned, though. But yeah, you are right. They don't have to be, because there are prototypes where they're not totally aligned. If you'd be interested in doing the 3D print for the fenders, Red Oak, I'd be open to that. I'd appreciate it. But I think I might be able to get away with doing styrene. If I just measure out the wheels, if I just briefly get the frame reassembled, I can get... All I would have to do is do the these top parts that go over it. Then I just have to, like, glue on this side part on this one. Unless you think 3D printing would be more efficient. So I'm planning to just have those permanently glued to the running boards as a part of the shell. I don't think these would probably... Well, maybe we could glue them to the frame themselves. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it would be better as part of the shell or part of the frame? So it looks like these are like attached to the running boards. Yeah, I thought the 440 trucks were different. Yeah, the firebox door. I remember Heiss was talking about the firebox door on this thing. And somebody ended up mentioning it in the comments that the firebox door is accurate in this. It's just a really weird design that the B&O shops did. I don't know why. Guess it worked for the time, though. Oh, okay, that makes sense, Red Oak, about the stacked alignment with the cylinders. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It would probably be better to glue that to the running board of the shell than to the frame. Because I've noticed that too. I've noticed that it's just annoying to keep stuff glued to bare metal like that. Especially if it's like plastic on metal. I had that issue with the Jupiter I was working on, and it's not fun. Yeah, that's the thing. We definitely need to make sure that this splasher doesn't interfere with any of the locomotive's movement. I don't think that should be too big of an issue, though, thankfully. Is Power 5 supposed to be the classification number? Maybe, Leviathan, maybe that is the classification number. That's the only thing that would make sense as to why they made the 5 smaller for the 155. That is so weird. Maybe they like made the asset for it, and they're like, oh, I made the number 1 and the number 5 too big. I can't properly fully fit the third 5. I'll just shrink it down and, maybe nobody will notice or care. Except for the rail fans. God, that is so weird. I noticed the first time I played this game, that was the first thing I noticed. The first time I played this and got to one of the trains. I'm like, why is the number plates like that? It's so weird. Like, nobody else notices or cares, but when you're like a rail fan, it's just like not good. Oh, there's NPCs crying about the train being delayed. And the British steam trains doesn't have a cowcatcher in the front. Yeah, they definitely. I initially thought that they had some weird British stuff going on with these engines because of the firebox door and some of the designs they made. Because I think some of Rockstar is based out of London, and I remember in Grand Theft Auto 5 there was troublesome trucks scattered throughout the map on the GTA 5 map, which is like supposed to be California. It's supposed to be like Los Angeles and like the surrounding areas. So I thought maybe that's what it was, but no. The Thatcher Perkins just did have a weird firebox door like that. Oh, you've glued motors in place before? I wonder, I'm going to see, what have I done? I've had some pretty bad flubs myself before. I'm trying to remember them, though. I probably blocked a lot of them out of my memory because I've had some pretty horrific failures with my models before from years ago that I just can't remember at the moment, but I know I did them, though. If I went back and looked at my models from 10 years ago, I'd know, or like even 15 years, when did I start the hobby? Like about 10 years ago, 2015, 11 years ago. If I looked at my models from 2015, I would like die of embarrassment because some of them just looked so bad. But then again, you gotta learn. There's only one way to learn, that's by working on models over and over and over again. And now I finally graduated to spray paints instead of using hand-brushed acrylics, so we finally entered that chapter. Maybe I'll get into airbrushing soon if I get the equipment for it. Oh, speaking of Dremels, that's a good idea, though, for the metal to use a Dremel on that. But speaking of Dremels, I gotta get the last of the air tanks off of the Red Dead 460's running boards, because there's 2 air tanks left on there that I have yet to take off still. I gotta get my Dremel out tomorrow before work to do that. They all said what a bad railway it was. Your Sierra 3 motor is glued in place on the 3D printed bracket. I remember you 3D printed the bracket for that. Didn't you also 3D print a part of over the boiler too, and it kind of like made it look more like the actual back head? Because I was just looking at that the other day, and as the 3 was running around the table. Like, wow, when you look at it at a certain angle, that end of the motor there does look like the firebox door. What's going on? I hear it. Somebody's about to get shot. Give me my gun. Let him go. Nut jobs. I am the worst shot in the West. Wow. Wow. Where's the guy? Oh, he just ran away. Lemoyne Raider. Lemoyne Raider. There he goes. I am definitely not a good gunslinger, we'll just say that. Super glue on metal can work, but only if it has a large area of rough surface to grab onto. Yeah, that does make sense. A.T. Smith, if you like lifelike, then you do you. There's no reason for anybody to judge other people's interests in trains or in the hobby. If that's what you like, then go for it. People have all sorts of interests in models and all sorts of budgets and all sorts of, whatever like that. I would never bash anybody for having lifelike. I personally don't like lifelike because I've had bad experiences with them. But if somebody else likes it, then I'm not going to bash them for liking it, though. Because that's, what they like. People have different interests. That's why there's so many different manufacturers and eras and whatnot. I respect what other people model. I personally like 19th century stuff, and I like Bachmann, the newer Bachmann stuff, and Athearn and stuff like that. I don't really like the people that sit there. There's a lot of these people. I've even had a couple people on my channel comment stuff like this. They still think Bachmann is garbage from the 80s, and I'll have people a few times come on my channel, and they'll be like, oh, you're running Bachmann. That stuff's trash. Hey, don't run Bachmann. I don't know why you got Bachmann. It's not realistic. Bachmann has come a long way since the 80s, and a lot of these people, and they're typically older railroaders that do this because they were around in the 80s, obviously, when Bachmann wasn't of very good quality. They will not let go of this thing that Bachmann is, like, garbage, because they still think Bachmann now is the same as, like, 1985 or whatever. And they've really gone in great strides to improve their range and their models. Their new tooling models are just excellent. Their Spectrum models, excellent. It's a shame they discontinued so many of their Spectrum stuff. But their newer stuff that even aren't Spectrum are just great. Sure, they have some, flubs here and there. Like, I can immediately think of the weird new EMD-FT, like the Santa Fe thing with a painted-on headlight. That's kind of a weird one there. I don't know what they were thinking of that one, but for the most part, particularly their steam engines are just great. And I'll never bash Bachmann. I'll acknowledge their 80s stuff wasn't that great and their gearing was kind of bad, but I won't sit there and bash Bachmann though, like some of these people. It's quite far from it, actually. But no, if you like lifelike though, lifelike does have some interesting stuff out there. They had a 460 that I considered using for my original Red Dead locomotive. That didn't work out for my prototype for a bunch of reasons, but I can see why people like those older models though, especially if you like the what was I thinking? They had some really cool like nostalgic stuff from the 80s, and I really like classic model trains because he has like a nostalgic 70s Tycho layout. It's like not even close to being prototypical, but it's just so cool to see what a 70s layout would have looked like a casual layout. It's really cool. And so I could definitely see the appeal to older stuff like that as opposed to the more modern stuff as well. The CV backshot motor kits require gluing to the frame. Yeah, I remember they actually did. Red Oak, didn't they send like a piece of didn't they send a piece of wood to glue initially, and then you replaced it with a better 3D printed slope angle thing for the motor? And yeah, I thought you had put a new piece over top of the motor to look like the back head. Did you see the abandoned train station pass by? Yeah, I noticed that. That's out in the game. There's a few abandoned stations like that. I think you're talking about the one right before Saint Denis. That's a pretty cool one. The switch track though is impossible though. Stop using the double action if you want to improve your accuracy. Is a double action a bad gun in this game? I wonder if the gun's even cleaned. Let me look at the gun. It might not even been cleaned. No, it's cleaned. It's just, no, there's damage on it. Why is it damaged? Is it worn out or something? I think my gun's permanently damaged because the stats didn't just improve on it. Oh well. Yeah, people with outdated Bachmann opinions are just... I've tried very politely explaining to some of these people that Bachmann is not the same as it was in the 1980s, but they will not have any of it, and it's just a waste of time more often than not. It's just disappointing that to some people, they're permanently tarnished their reputation for models that they produced literally 40 plus years ago now. Like, I don't know. It's sad. Yeah, exactly. They weren't very good in the 80s. I understand their grievances with it 40 years ago, but they made such great strides lately that it's not even the same. It's not at all the same. Like, yeah. Yeah, the only big issue with the 80s Bachmann was those pancake motors and the gearing. If you fix those two up, then they were pretty decent models even then. Yeah, the steam offerings definitely are better than their diesel locomotives. Shame that they discontinued that Elco 260. You forgot to drive the train. I'm always forgetting to. I wish this game, you have to hold a button down to drive it. I wish you could lock the speed in. Because if you don't, you literally have to sit here and hold the X button to keep it going. I wish you could lock it like you can in Railroads Online. Yeah, TFC. Oh, I haven't. Hello and welcome to the stream, TFFC. Sorry, that was just confusing for a second. But yeah, I guess that 460 is only available in their whistle stop set now. But it is a pretty good engine. They have economized sound in the N-scale 10-wheelers now. I had that 460 for a while. It was a really nice engine. I left N-scale, though, so I don't have it anymore. But yeah, I'd recommend it, though. Yeah, I like Classic Model Train's channel. I like his vintage stuff. What was he doing a while ago? A while ago, he did the Tycho layout, and then what was the most recent thing I saw him up to? I saw him restore. What's going on? I hear a random encounter up here. Sounds like there's a woman in trouble over there. I wonder if I can race the train over there because I don't have my horse. I heard a woman in the game. Let's see if we can rescue her real quick. Oh, well, we have a horse out racing the train now. I can't save the lady because the train in this game's locked to like 10 miles per hour. Sorry, lady, I don't know if you're about to die to whatever's going on over there, but the train is slow as Christmas, so, I don't know if I can catch up to you guys. My horse is, like, gone. And they're gone. Sorry, lady, I hope you don't get, like, killed or something. And the random encounter is gone. Sorry. All right, back to chat. Did the screen catch him? Is my stream working again? Do I have to restart it because it lagged really bad for me? Okay. Yeah, the game just lagged out. I think some NPC lady just died off screen in the game because the train like wouldn't catch up at all. So I feel really bad for that now. Well, Arthur didn't get to save the day. Now it's playing sad music. I literally, that horse, I don't know if the stream lagged out when that happened, or if it was still going, but a random chance encounter happened with some lady that was like hogtied on a horse next to the tracks, was shouting for help. And the horse paced me for a second, and then it blew right past me, and I could not catch up again. This train is horribly slow. Like, I don't even think horses can go over 30 miles per hour. So this thing was doing like 15 or 20. This thing sucks. The bullet just ricocheted off the bell. I just broke it. And I have no horse.
Damn horse.
I just... Oh my god. The train's just sitting there on fire now. Oh my god. I gotta go back and read the comments from when I lagged. Where did I lag at? Yeah, Bachman was what got me into the trains. They were my first set. I got the Chattanooga set. That wasn't my technical first set. My first set, my grandpa gave me when I was like 2 or 3, right before he died. And then I wrecked it because I was a 2 or 3-year-old and didn't know how to use an electric train set. And it was like the Santa Fe Flyer with their cheap Santa Fe FT. And then when I got back into trains, it was the Chattanooga set, and that's what got me into it. CB Back Shop sends a wooden motor mount. Yeah, the wood one was really sketchy. I'm really appreciating and I'm glad that you made the 3D printed one, because I do not like the idea of having a piece of wood holding my motor in place. Different revolvers have different perks and disadvantages. The double actions are fast but comparatively accurate. I'll have to look into the stats of each gun and see which one's the best. I know they make a ton of YouTube videos comparing all the different guns, but I haven't watched anything like that in a long time. I'll have to watch it again. One thing Bachman does need to work on is tender. Okay, Leviathan, I really appreciate you bringing that up. Because Red Oak and I were just talking, we talk about this once in a while. They need to do permanent tender wire connections like Athearn does with stronger wires. The amount of engines I've now had break their tender wire connections is far too many to like even go into. Because I've had like at least 2 or 3 of their 440s snap their tender wires alone. And I have a couple other ones that are kind of on the edge right now as we speak that I'm really careful of handling. And so I'm now pretty much going to have Red Oak literally hardwire all of my wiring now from now on for my locomotives if he can, with permanent drawbar connections as well, because I think Red Oak, you did both. Yeah, you did. Okay, so both my Durango engines now have permanent connections with the permanently connected drawbars, because the amount of times I've had those drawbars pop out from under the pin or whatever that holds them in place when moving them around, and then the wires moving around with them is just, it happens all the time, and every time that happens, it weakens the wire connections into those plugs, and it's just such a stupid idea. It's such a stupid design. I don't know if it's an oversight on Bachmann, or maybe they have like ulterior motives, and they're like, ooh, if they snap the wires, then maybe they'll buy a new model. I doubt it's that, but that's kind of like a funny, devious idea to think of. But I honestly think it's just Bachmann being a bit cheap with the wires there and being a genuine oversight. It would be nice if they improve it, though. That is the one area where Bachmann really needs to improve, though, Leviathan. So you're absolutely right, and I appreciate you mentioning that. That is an area they need to improve. And hello, Glenbrook. Yep, that NPC lady, I'm pretty sure, died. We didn't get to save her, so the engine... I punished the locomotive for failing to save her by blowing it up. Sorry, number 155, you're not running anymore. Because you can only do 15 miles per hour, even though you're rated to do probably at least 30 or 40. And that horse wasn't even going super fast either. Pretty sure Stevenson's rocket could go faster than this engine. No, for real. The rocket probably could go faster than this thing. I feel like, well, okay. So they probably made the engine slow for in-game reasons, because if it went at a faster speed, 1, you probably couldn't catch up with it, and 2, it makes the map seem a lot bigger if the engines go slower, which is why it's ideal to run model trains slower than average speed on smaller layouts. But yeah, that's kind of ridiculously slow. I wish when you take over the train it would go faster. And wow, for a boiler that exploded, there's like no cosmetic damage on this thing. There's some crispy driver wheels here, and the window shattered. That's the only damage that the engine took. That's like the most cleanest boiler explosion I've ever seen. The bell doesn't even have gunshot bullets on it from when I shot it, does it? Nope, they're gone. That is one clean boiler explosion there.
Getting harder every day.
Yeah. Actually, that was dynamite I threw at it, Red Oak. It wasn't very... Actually, no, that was my volatile dynamite. I don't want to use that on the NPC. What should I blow up with the dynamite? There's some destructible assets in this game that I can blow up. Am I back? I think it's not lagging anymore. It keeps lagging on me. My apologies. I'm probably going to end the stream here shortly anyway to check on the paint that's stripping on the 440 locomotive on 999 anyway, but I want to get through the comments here real quick before I do. Yeah, the Casey Jones, I've seen that on eBay before. That is pretty close to Chattanooga. And yeah, actually, this was Dynamite. It's just not very powerful in this game compared to the first video game's Dynamite. But this one, it does say it's volatile. So I think it like throws a bunch of flames up with it. Let's see what... Whoa! Okay, that's a bit more powerful than I thought it would be. Let's see how far of a blast radius it has. Oh!
Oh, brother.
I can't even pick up the hat. I broke the hat. Okay, I can pick it up now. Do I have fire bottles? I do. Yeah, oh, Dale Earnhardt said that's pretty cool. What the? Someone's shooting at me. Do I have a... How do I get the lasso out? I'm gonna die. Get over here. Give me your horse. I need a horse. Where'd the horse go? Oh, I'm gonna be chasing this horse across the frickin' county now. I'm stuck on a branch. That's lovely. Okay, the horse is gone now. We don't have any transportation now. Oh, there's boats. I think there's a steamboat. I'm going to try and get a steamboat. I'm going to hijack this steamboat and then end the stream, I think. Because I think you can hijack the steamboats in this game, too. You can ride up to the canoe. Is there a stable nearby? I swear if this guy puts a bullet hole in my boat. How did he even chase me over? He's getting on the boat over there. No, he ran past it. Okay, we've now turned into a boating simulator, and there's water getting into my boat. We're gonna capsize. Come on. Just get me to the steamboat. Just get me to the steamboat. Pretty please. I'm surprised that he made it that far. That steamboat is just leaving me in the dust. I don't think I can catch up to it. Maybe I can get that little one over next to it, though. That one's going pretty slow. Okay, we just capsized, everyone. Now we're gonna die. Goodbye, Art. There's a train! Are you kidding me? If I waited 2 seconds, there would have been a train coming through. And I'm just dead. Oh my god, I just drowned. Arthur just got, like, his, karma for not saving that lady 10 minutes ago. He just drowned to death because he couldn't save a lady 10 minutes ago because the train couldn't catch up to a horse. The train's still there. Oh my god, the train's still there. Where's my horse? Did it respawn the horse? Come on, we have a train to catch. We're gonna Back to the Future our way onto the caboose. Let's go. I just ran over some poor animal, I'm sorry. Alright, come on. Let's go, horse. Let's go. Train is just leaving us in the... Of course the train leaves us in the dust now. When I'm riding the horse, I can't catch up to the train. But when there's somebody else on a horse, it, like, outpaces me in 2 seconds. Like, how does that work? Oh, there's some lady swearing over there. Oh, wait, there's a mining train. There's the 280 that Leviathan built. I think I can hijack the mining train. I think I'm gonna... Oh, okay, I'll get out of the way. Stop whistling at me. I think there's an animation that shows the coal loading in these hoppers, actually. Yeah, that's his 280 that he built. I like this black one. It reminds me of Sierra 3 so much. It reminds me of the Back to the Future livery for it. Alright, I'm gonna read comments while it does this. Why'd they do 2 whistle blasts when they just stopped? Should be 1. Okay, yeah, it does load coal. Wow, they put a lot of detail into this. Wow. Let me read comments. Yeah, the tender wire connections are really not good. Bachman definitely needs to do better than that. Yeah, I remember Van Horn in Red Dead 2. I think that's where we just were, was Van Horn. It's like, what is it called? Wait, no, Thieves Landing. Van Horn is like Thieves Landing from Red Dead 1. How did the bell works when you shoot it like that? I guess the bullet ricocheting made the bell ring earlier. I wonder if that would work in real life. Nobody in the stream better try that to find out, though. Glenbrook. Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Oh my god, that was a funny SpongeBob episode. Yeah, the depot in Van Horn is like on its last leg. Is it reloading more coal? What are they doing? Wait, what are they doing? Are they loading more? Oh, they are loading more. Okay. I think it's actually loading up in here too, because these are empty. Oh no, there's already coal in there. They're not adding anything. They're just topping them off, I guess. Back to comments, though. Oh, I'm behind the track and the train's not be there. Just get me out of the way, please. 376.
I speak the truth. We are killing this land. Killing it with greed. Killing it with science. I am a scientist. The land will boil.
Oh.
The sea will dry up.
We have the Scottish version of Doc Brown here.
Crops shall wither. The hills shall burn. The rivers shall turn to fire. And this will not be some eternal damnation from above. This is the very manifestation of our greed. This is a land founded on greed, not on science.
Yeah, this definitely is better coal simulation in Railroads Online. At least this one doesn't have giant black orbs falling into the coal cars to represent a portion of the loading process.
Read this book. It is the future of American science.
Thank you.
Does anybody want to read the book? I think it's talking about the, what was he talking about? I wasn't paying attention. It sounds like he was talking about pollution. It sounds like he was talking about pollution from the Industrial Revolution. Can I look at that book? Okay. Let's see, what's that say? Future of electricity, you are a slave. American ingenuity damns us all. What does that say up there? I can't even read it. A swindle? And the dangers of... What does that say? Humans... What? I can't read what this says. I can't read. Okay, here we go. 1891 in Boston. There should be a mod for... I'm surprised they haven't modded the locomotives in Red Dead 2 yet. I'm surprised there is... I haven't seen any that changes the trains. And I'm surprised nobody's taken the trains from this and put in GTA 5 yet. That I'm aware of. Yeah, Thieves Landing. Yeah, I know that's still in Red Dead 2, but they did that town so dirty. They got rid of half of the town assets, and it's not the same. God, that just spooked me. Oh, get out of the way, horse. Oh, that's not mine. You can die then. Oh, no, mine's holding up the train, and it's getting pushed by the pilot. Savage, what am I gonna do with you? Oh, they're loading more coal. Sorry, lady. I'm sorry, lady. I'm sorry, lady. Somebody just left their cart on the tracks. Hey, somebody just abandoned it. Hello, sir. Sorry, can I apologize to her? No, I can just tell her good morning. Is there a fresh newspaper? There's no new newspapers. Yeah, this game holds up really well, Christian. Are the numbers on the hoppers all the same? I think they are. Let's see, Leviathan. 7851. Okay, we're gonna do something that's very not good and breaks a bunch of rules. We're gonna climb over the couplers, okay? Oh wait, no. Can't we even get over there? Okay, we're gonna climb over the couplers. Don't tell anyone we just did this. Don't tell Heist I just did that. Okay, what do we have here? 7851. No, they gave them different road numbers. 7461. 461, they just took the 7 off that one. 7749. 7122. They actually gave detail to this consist by giving them all different... That just spooked me. Why are you following me around, horse? They actually gave different road numbers to these hoppers. They could have easily just given the same ones over and over. And apparently this was built in 1929. This was built like, what, 30 years after the game. We have hoppers from the future. I guess the Scottish Doc Brown brought these from the future. I think these two locomotives have the same road number, though. 376. 376. What's going on over here?
Would you rather go back to thieving? I'm providing for my family.
Well, you can't.
Don't mind me, I'm eavesdropping.
No lungs. And what if it caves in again?
Don't mind, I'm literally just standing here watching you have a private conversation.
Yeah, sure. And who's gonna change things around here? You? Jameson? He'll work you to death.
I've had enough. I'm gonna go put food on the table.
Well, go
Getting
on,
it from
then.
all sides, huh?
See if I care whether you come back.
Believe me, Taylor, you
That
don't know
idiot.
half of it.
I love him and I hate him. every day, covered in soot, coughing half the night.
Yeah, I can't say I envy these coal mine
He's
workers.
just scared. Good job's hard to find.
A good job? Caking your lungs for a couple of dollars a week? Scared or not, he's gonna ruin us both.
Okay. I can't say any more,
Does he
lady.
really think Jameson or any of the others give a damn whether he lives or dies?
Well, good to see nothing's changed in 200 years.
Is there a man in this town who ain't a moron?
Leviathan, didn't you build this structure? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen you build this structure.
Howdy.
Free horse cart. Well, yeah, he was talking to somebody else, Glenbrook. However, I wouldn't be shocked if he was having an... Oh, somebody's claiming their wagon again. Look at that. It wasn't abandoned after all. They just parked it in a really stupid spot. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if the coal mining messed with his brain, but no, he was talking to his wife, who is not very happy that he's working that not good job. I just stepped in horse poop, I think. No, it's right there. Those are just rocks. Okay, I'm stealing this locomotive now.
Howdy.
Hello.
Say what you want about the people around here. They're friendly.
Uh-huh.
All best now.
You take care now.
Is anybody around to see me steal the train? No? Okay. Hi. What are you... We're moving. Deload all of them.
Hey there, mister.
Hello there.
How you doing?
Ain't got nothing to complain about.
That's the spirit. All the best.
Bye.
Hi there, ma'am.
Hello.
Alright, give me your train. I'm getting bored.
Right there! One of you fellas better plug that son of a...
Holy...
I ain't gonna miss.
Damn it.
We're not gonna pretend we just... We're gonna pretend we didn't just see that really bad curve there. It looks like we just stole Sierra 3. Yeah, the Central Union train very well possibly could have Leviathan the same numbers for its rolling stock. I'll look at that the next time I play this and see if it is.
He's gotta get away! Stop him! You gotta beat him!
Hijacks your coal mine engine. There's a glitch when you hijack the train in the coal mine. I don't think this is a glitch. I think that lets you rob this train on its own, and we have very persistent lawmen on our tail. Alright. Let's throw hands. Ooh, looks like I got a black eye from earlier somehow. Oh, we're out of health. That's not good.
You fools better not lose now!
Come on. Why are you getting on your horse? I want a fist fight. Nope, you're just gonna shoot me. Okay, we're getting out of here. Apparently stealing a mining train warrants getting shot in the face, I guess. Can I get on the train? Can I get on the train? Thank you. I hope I don't run into another train, because this is like running the opposite direction the rest of them run in. Is this a holdup? The science experiment. I'm shocked that nobody has modded a DeLorean into this. I've been Googling that every once in a while to see if somebody has, and I still have yet to see somebody put a DeLorean mod into this game to drive. I'm surprised it's not even an official Easter egg in the game. That would have been sweet if they put like a little cave somewhere with the DeLorean tarped over in there that Doc tucked away in the third movie. I think you can just, Christian, I think you can just hijack the train. Because I think you have to wait for the train to start moving. Because I remember the first time I encountered this train, I couldn't board it and drive it until it started moving on its own. And then once it moves on its own, you can push the engineer out. I think I'm going to get this train ran into the next town and then end the stream, because it's getting very close to midnight. And my models have been soaking for at least 2 hours now, and I really need to get them out of those baths so I can get the paint stripped off of them. Hopefully I'll have 999 fully stripped tonight, and I can start over when I get that new navy blue in. I think I get the new navy blue in before the end of the week. The brass 999. So hopefully I can just get it all stripped off. Most of it came off earlier, but I don't know if all of it will, though. There's a few nooks and crannies in that cab area that I'm going to be a bit concerned about, that I can't reach, that it won't come off. And I can't take the cab off because it's welded or soldered on. God, look at all the bullet holes they put in this poor thing. Should I blow this locomotive up as it pulls into the station? Because we're getting close to the town. I could blow the boiler up as it pulls into the depot. Time to learn to solder. I've soldered before, I just am not very good at it, and I just hate doing it. I've unsoldered and resoldered things before. It's just not a thing I like having to do if I don't absolutely have to. Do I have explosives left? Alright, we're gonna blow the boiler up in the depot. I hope everyone gets out of the way. I just threw it in the firebox. Jump! Jump! You're gonna die! Holy smokes, that guy almost died because of that boiler explosion. I'm so sorry, sir. I am so sorry, sir. Where's the guy so I can apologize? Where's the apologize button? Because there is one. There's a diffuse button. Where is it? He's gone. Oh, that guy just got... Oh, my...
Help me, please.
Move, lady, or you're gonna die.
Away with you now.
Okay, we had no casualties, thank the Lord. Now it's just all charcoal and crispy now. Looks like you got drugged through a bunch of mud. Why does this boxcar have a pretzel for its logo? I would take the 440, but I really gotta end the stream now. It's getting close to midnight, and I gotta go check on those models and get them all finished up. So I want to get all this paint stripped off before I go to bed tonight. And it's gonna take like half an hour to scrub away with it all with a toothbrush. And I also want to go make something for dinner because I'm starving now. Oh, do I have a $50 bounty for hijacking the train? It says I have a $5 bounty. Unless that's in the wrong state, because I know there's different bounties for different states. Isn't the modern Union Pacific 3 railroad? Yeah, the Union Pacific is multiple railroads. Southern Pacific, Union Pacific, Rio Grande. I think Santa Fe is in... No, Santa Fe is obviously with BNSF. Duh. No, Santa Fe is Burlington Northern Santa Fe. Union Pacific is Southern Pacific, Union Pacific, Rio Grande, Western. And essentially Central Pacific, because Central Pacific merged with Southern Pacific. And then there's tons of other roads under the UP name as well. Soldering electronics is easy with the right equipment. Soldering parts with brass is a royal pain. Yeah, that's definitely why I don't want to mess with it. Because of the point Red Oak just made. Brass soldering is not fun. And I really don't want to take the cab off of that. I'd rather just deal with the annoyingness of getting into the nooks and crannies with a toothbrush to strip all the paint off instead of, you know, soldering it and doing it over again. Yeah, luckily nobody died or got injured, it looks like, Christian, in that boiler explosion. Yeah, and I hope everyone has a good night. Have a good night there, A.T. A.T. Smith. Anyways, though, Cornwall Bakery Company. Yeah, that is a weird logo. I think the Central Union has a pretty suggestive logo on it as well. I don't think there's any boxcars from there to show, but it's definitely Rockstar has crude humor, and you can tell their crude humor kind of came out with the Central Union logo a bit. That's all I'm gonna say, because it kind of looks like something that's crude. So it looks like they just made a pretzel for this one, which is pretty more tame than the Central Union one. Yeah, El Gobernator. How can we forget El Gobernator? Cornwall rules. Railroads, oil, and pretzels. Yep. That's a pretty cool logo. The Cornwall. This one's better here that says Leviticus Cornwall on it. Better than the pretzel one. I'll have to get some custom decals made for boxcars and coaches, too. I'm going to need to make a rake of special boxcars and coaches for both of those engines. Oh, real quick before I end stream, I guess, I will show the comically large, I'll show the comically large consist that the Central Union 460 usually pulls.
Just get out of my way.
Arthur, that's very not nice to say to someone. Anyway, though, the 460 in this game, usually, not that I especially had the one spawn in earlier with 3 cars. They usually have at least 10 cars behind that tiny little 460, and it's just weird. And also, the passenger car interiors are massively oversized. Alright, come on, Arthur. Get over there. I probably should pay my bounty so I don't have bounty hunters annoying me when I spawn this.
Clear this right up for you.
Oh, I did get it. No, I got a $10 bounty and a $5 bounty. Let's go to Valentine.
Enjoy your destination.
It would be cool, Red Oak, if you did an actual model of El Gobernator. That would be sweet. Somebody made a Mastodon online like a week or two ago because I was looking up. What was I looking? I was looking up some Central Pacific locomotive in HO scale, and I saw somebody had made recently a custom Mastodon, Central Pacific Mastodon, and they 3D printed most of it. And oh my god, it was just amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, it pretty much would have to be an entire scratch build to get a proper Mastodon build. Or not a Mastodon, the El Gobernator. Okay, so let's look at the consist. Okay, there's the 460. We have the 460, comically oversized passenger cars. Let me show the interior of these cars.
I got real bad nerves. I can't work. Can you give me some money?
Wait, the money just...
This coach is just way too big. And look at how they spaced up. There should be seats for every window. And they're like missing them. I understand that's for easier navigation for your character and the camera following the character. But that is just like massively oversized though. And there's no doors. There's no hand railings, obviously, for navigation for the game. They have these weird grate things here, so you don't get sucked under the wheels.
Come on. Give a fella a nickel. Give me a dime.
There's somebody asking for money. I'll go get them money before I end the stream. I think that's the veteran. I think that's the Civil War veteran asking for money over there.
Just want to get a drink.
Alright, I'll go give him money real quick. Get off the train. Anyway, there's a baggage car, a coach, 2 coaches. So we are at 4 cars with this 460. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where'd the guy go? Oh, there he is.
Hello, mister.
Yeah, it's the veteran.
Good to see you again, friend.
I have a model of this guy on my layout. He's out in front of the saloon, my model.
It happens to me. You ever forget your name, mister?
Sure.
See? We're made for each other. I mean, as friends. I knew it. There's a big crazy fella with a gun, and I'm a little crazy fella. Can't afford a gun no more. Stick with him, Jimmy, I said. And then I said, your name ain't Jimmy, it's Mickey. And then the fella I was talking to in my head, even he didn't want to talk to me no more. I'll see you around. I've gotten real confused.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to donate money to this guy. Okay, I thought you had to donate money to him because he was asking for money a minute ago. Oh, well. Alright, let's count the coaches.
What the heck's been going on here?
Oh, Leviathan, if you're still watching, we can check the road numbers on these two. 61, 64, 13, so these coaches are different. And I think these are marked 1 and 1 for first class. We have the baggage cars over here. Are there numbers on the baggage car? I don't see numbers. Oh, there is numbers. I can barely... 78. 1 baggage car, 2 baggage cars. I can't read that number. Where's my lantern? 78 was this one. This one looks like it's 15. So these 2 baggage cars have separate numbers. It's 1 coach, 2 coach, 3, 4, 13. I think that's a reuse of this one, isn't it? Alright, these 2 coaches have the same number, 13. So you're right, Leviathan, they did reuse numbers on this one. 26. How many cars is that? 4? No, that's 6 cars total. Okay, so this thing's got 6 cars. Here's the box cars. Here's the suggestive logo that I was talking about. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be something that I'm not gonna say on stream, but it's being Rockstar. I'm pretty sure that's implied to be a funny joke there. What is this? 8204. 8204. 8204. Okay, they reused the boxcar numbers in all 3 of these. You're right, Leviathan, they did reuse the numbers. Central Union Railroad. And then there's no number on this. Yeah. Yeah, Red Oak. That's what I'm talking about. The dots. If the Central Union looked like that, then you would think that's just a font choice. But the dots that they put in the C and the U are definitely make me think that's an intentional suggestive joke that Rockstar implemented, because they literally do jokes like that all the time. It's not like an in-your-face joke like Grand Theft Auto, but like that's intentional. That you can't tell me that's not intentional. Oh, they have lighting in the cars. That's nice. I think they actually have first class and third class. Yeah, here's a third class car. They have like garbage all over the floors and these wooden seats. And then they have like TV dinner tables right there with cigarette butts all over them. And then here's first class with all the carpeting and luxurious curtains and cushioned seats. What are you crying about? Somebody's crying over here about something.
Hey, how do you do?
Who's crying?
I am.
How do you do?
Oh, for the love of Pete.
What are you crying about?
Hello, sir.
Oh, hello.
Oh, I forgot the trains are delayed in this game sometimes, and that's the passengers complaining about the delay.
Can't something go right today?
Yeah, they're complaining about the train being delayed. I forgot they had specific dialogue for the NPCs that there's a train delay.
Oh, heck.
Hello there.
How do you do?
Alright, I think this is going to be where I end the stream for the night. It's midnight now, and I gotta go check on those models. Oh, heck. And it's pronounced is it El Gobernader? That feels really wrong, the way I just pronounced that. Glenbrook, tell me if that was right. Is it El Gobernat? I'm gonna butcher that name so badly. I'm always so used to calling it El Gobernator. It looks like the way you spelled it is El Gobernador. El Gobernador. Yeah, I'm sorry. If there's anybody here who naturally speaks the Spanish language, I'm so sorry for butchering your native language right now. I'm so sorry. I just butchered that so badly. I got it right finally? All right. Wait, is it actually El Gobernador? I'm going to butcher. Okay, I'm just going to call the engine El Goob now. like Red Oak just referenced it as a while ago, because I'm going to just continue to butcher the full proper name and just do an absolute disservice to the entire Spanish language if I continue trying to pronounce it the way I just have. I am horrible at Spanish, like really bad. So I'm just not even going to try that anymore. Leviathan, sorry everyone at the back, you have to walk to the platform. Yep, they didn't align the train very well with the station platform, did they? They got the baggage cars there and the front coach. That's a first class privilege, it looks like, to get off at the actual platform. I copied that mistake on my 10-wheeler's freight train. Well, Leviathan, at least that's authentic to the game now. When you made the freight cars, that they all have the same number, that's actually authentic because they didn't. That's weird. They didn't put the proper road numbers on those box cars. That's on a much more frequently seen train in the game, but the coal train has all the different road numbers. That's weird. It's a weird oversight. Yeah, Glenbrook, I'm not even going to try anymore because I'm just going to massacre that language. So we're just going to call the engine El Goob, like Red Oak commented, because I'm just going to obliterate it if I try to properly pronunciate it. So, all right. Anyways, though, I think this is where I'm going to end the stream. I gotta go check on those models, and I want to get them scripted before I go to bed. And I've been streaming for like 3 hours at least now. So, I thank everyone for watching. I think I have Thursday off, so with any luck, Thursday night I'll have a stream on the layout running trains. We'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll have a live stream update of the 440 and the 460 by then. Unlikely though, but it's a possibility. Anyway, so thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope everyone has a good night.